Hello guys, it's me here today again, and today we'll talk about the interview process for F1 visa, and I'll go through each and every steps, and I find out there's a 5 different category to crack down your interview. And the only thing, the biggest challenge of this interview is that you fear. It's only 5 to 6 minutes interview process, and the guy who asks you the question, he'll be super smart, and he will trick you a couple of questions. And uh, just very important that you don't trigger that. There will be a trick questions, and later this video I'll tell you what kind of trick question they'll ask. And the reason I learned because they ask those kind of trick question on me, and I find out, like, I've been to interview process like a couple of times, not only US, in the US, and then I went to the interview process in the UK, and also in the US. I also had a couple of the government interview questions. And so then one thing I noticed that there's a tricks that all interviews they follow. They'll ask the same question twice or 3 times within 5 to 6 minutes. So if your answer is same, you like 90% you'll get it. Otherwise, they'll refuse your visa, and we'll talk about later on. So let's first talk about what the 5 different categories that I find out that interview process. There's a 5 to 6 questions around, and the questions, the first category will be related to your study plan, and the second category will be your university choice, and then your financial capability, and then your academic capability as well. And the last things was your post-graduation activity. So the first one, your study plans. They will ask you the question, actually, why are you want to come to the US, and what your plan will be. Why US? So the first question will be why US, and you have to be smart and ask very simple, and don't just memorize anything, and just tell you simple that why US and why you like about the US. And also they will ask you what's your major, and all of those are related to your very basic your study plans. So the next one is really important. That's question, actually, they asked me twice at the beginning of the interview, and the almost when the interview is done, they ask me the same question again. So that's why I'm saying that they ask one question twice or 3 times. So they asked my the question related to my university, why I chose this university, and what's the what's the difference between this university and that university, why are you really interested on that kind of universities. And they will ask you that the location of the universities, and all you have to be prepared. You have to just go to the Google Maps and look at the surroundings. And because when I was applying, because my University of Washington, and then they asked me the question, why you choose University of Washington, and I think I remember I told them that always in the Washington, there's lots of internship out there, and then the class size was really small, and all, and there's other question I can't remember, and that's mostly related to that. And then they'll ask your academic capability. They will try to find out that you are capable to come to the US and study. So they might be ask you IELTS, TOEFL, GMAT, whatever you take in this score. They also ask your if you're from Bangladesh, they will also ask your SSC and HSC scores, and all those very basic questions. But this question, then maybe they're asking because all of the document in front of them, so they don't have to ask, but sometimes they do. So it depends, actually. And then the next one will be your sponsorship. They will ask you who is the sponsor. If the sponsor is not your first blood, which is mean that your parents, your mom and dad. It's not your mom and dad. And then if anyone else, then I can ask you why he's sponsoring you, why and how much he get incomes of, how he paid you tuition fees. Is very common questions, and they'll ask you and they'll trick you on that. I'm telling you, they'll trick you on that. And one more question they asked me, I remember that, why he sponsoring you, what's the point, because he's not your first blood, why he spent lots of money on you. So my sponsor actually was he had like couple of business in our city, and I told them that, oh, okay, he is sponsoring me to study and then come back and joining his company. That's why he is sponsoring me. And then all those related, and you have to make sure, and whatever they ask you, you just try to make sure that all those questions related, that after a study you will come back to you'll come back to your country. You're going to stay in the United States. That's the biggest challenge, that they'll try to trick you, and all of your answers has to be related on that. So that brings my last category actually. They will ask you, what's your plan after a study? Are you going to stay in the United States for a couple of more years? If you're come here as an undergrad student, they'll ask you, are you going to plan to do your master's or PhD? Or if you came here for master's, they'll ask you that, what's your plan after master's? Are you going to stay here? So this question actually really important. And if his interview goes really well and you didn't do well on this part of questions, you will get denied. And like 80 to 90% of a student will get denied on this part. So you have to make sure that you tell them very clearly that you will come back. And so the interview pattern, if you follow the interview pattern, you'll before came to this question, you have to already tell them that you will come back. So when you came to this session, you tell them that, yes, I already mentioned that my sponsor is doing this for me, and then it's my responsibility to that I'll graduate and then I come back to work for him. And it's really simple. And the biggest challenge for us is just the fear. So we have to win our fear. Don't get nervous. It's super easy. I think the US F1 interview process is the easiest interview process I ever had in my life. And the biggest problem the students feel that it's just like, oh my God, I'm in the US embassy. What's gonna happen? They ask you lots of questions. Don't do that. I mean, it's just super easy. It's just nothing. And I personally believe that this 5 to 6 minutes interview process is just nothing. It's just they will decide it whether they give you a visa or not before the interviews. They just want to talk to you, and they just if they want to give you the visa, just after. So while the interview process, just make sure that they are comfortable with you. And if they think that you are not capable, and this interview process is like 3 to 4 minutes, and then they'll give you the papers and they deny you, and they'll give you the reason, we actually deny it. Within these 5 to 6 minutes, there's no way then they can tell you, oh, you're not going to come back, oh, you're a sponsor, are not capable. So within these 5 or 6 minutes, they cannot do that. So they'll already decided whether they give you or not before you came to the interview. So there is nothing to worry about, and just do your best. And yes, I'll every time I say that, the fear. So don't get nervous. And this is super easy interview process, and you're gonna have like many more when you come to the United States. This very scary. After you came to the United States, you have like the immigration officer, they'll ask you tons of questions. So prepare for that. Don't prepare for the interview process. Interview process is super easy, and follow these 5 categories. I'll give you all in the descriptions. Just follow the descriptions, and if you have any more questions, just comment me. I'm here to help, and I also have my email address on there. Just email me, and any questions related to the I-20s, any questions related to the universities or college, and or what are those IELTS and TOEFL GMAT requirement. You can ask me anything, and I'll promise that I'll find out the answer. If I don't find out in internet, I'll call the universities, and I'll make sure that give you the right information, because I don't like give you the false information that then I will say, though, I don't know. But if I give you the information, that has to be right, because this is the time for our life. There is, there shouldn't be do something tricky about that, because I want students come here and study, and because this is the nice country, and to study in the United States is everybody's dream. So if I can help you dream, that will be my pleasure. There's all of this, but anyways, and yeah, just follow the descriptions and prepare. And if you have any more questions, just comment below. And that's all from me today. And my next video, hopefully I'll try to bring with different kind of college and universities, and I'll make a review on that. So guys, just keep watching and subscribe, and I won't let you down. Thank you for watching, guys. Thanks.